Hey guys, hope we're having a lovely evening. So today we're gonna actually talk about my first time being pulled over. And yes, this happened on Tuesday night, which was Halloween night. So basically, my plan was literally to go to my cousin's house, do homework that night, and hand out candy to kids who wanted candy. And so that was pretty much gonna be the entire plan that night. And so like it was probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock ish. We're like, okay, we're done. Like, we didn't want to do homework that night, and we were just fed up with it. And so what happened is we hung out with a bunch of friends that night. We kind of just goofed off for a while, and then so on and so forth. We ended up back at Michael's house, my cousin, and um, I'm not technically allowed to drive anyone yet because I haven't had my license for like 6 months or whatever. I can drive like immediate family or whatever. And so I was like, okay, Michael needed me to drop off these two kids that are also my friends. I'm not going to name them because I don't know if I should or not because I don't know if they want me to name them or whatnot. But so I'm taking them home, right? And so I'm pulling out of this stoplight and I'm facing this intersection and this cop is facing me like this. And so we're facing each other and the cop is going to go straight is what it looks like. But then all of a sudden his signal goes on as I'm turning, and so as I'm turning, I'm just driving down the street and I'm going the speed limit because now this cop is right next to me. And so I'm following all the rules and whatnot. And he like he basically starts like speeding up and slowing down and speeding up and slowing down. And so then I was like, "Uh oh, what did I do wrong?" And and I'm just like freaking out a little bit at this point because I'm not really supposed to have anyone in the car, right? So he lights up, and I'm like, oh dear, I'm so in trouble. And then I just start thinking of all the crap that's gonna happen or whatnot. And I'm like, their parents are gonna have to come pick them up. My dad's not gonna be happy. My mom's not gonna be happy. I'm in so much trouble, and I don't even know what I did wrong. Cause I was like, what could I have done wrong? So I pull over to the side, tell them I'm gonna pull over or whatnot. And so it takes a couple minutes. Two other cops show up before she knocks on my back window. And so as this happens, I'm like, what did I do? Do they think I'm like some drug dealer or something? And so I'm freaking out at this point because I've never been pulled over before and it's my first time. She walks up to the car, knocks on the back passenger side window, and I'm like, why would she do that? Why would she knock on the back passenger window or whatever? And this is all happening at once. And so I roll down the window or whatever, and she literally like knocks on the window and goes, "I'm gonna give you a warning. You have a front headlight out." And I go, "Really? I just replaced them with new headlights or whatever." And she's like, "Yeah, it's no big deal. I'll probably just give you a warning. It's okay. Can I see all your guys' your license, registration, all your papers, and all that stuff?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, of course." And so they hand her their IDs and like my license, registration, all that fun stuff. And so we hand it to her, and then she comes back to the car probably like 10 minutes later. I'm freaking out because I'm like, I'm not allowed to have these two in the car. And I'm like, I'm so busted or whatever. And so I'm sitting there just chilling. She comes back, knocks. She comes to my window now. She hands me the papers and she goes, "It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's Halloween night. I don't want to ruin your guys' night or whatever. I know you're just trying to get home before school or whatever because it's like 10:30 at this point." So she's like, also, next time, don't drive anyone or you may or may not get in trouble for it, but just so you know, just so you're clear on the rules, just make sure you don't have anyone else in your car unless they're immediate family. She's like, I'll let you off tonight because you guys are very calm, respectful, and all that. And I was like, oh my goodness. And she's like, yeah, it's okay if you want to get out and check at your headlight or whatever. And so I look at the headlight. I'm like, I can't see, so I just can't fix it. She's like, it's okay, don't worry about it. I drive back. I drop them off, go home, and then I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, I cannot believe that just happened. And wow, I pulled it off. So, moral of the story is, um, a lot of times cops are given this bad reputation or whatever. Cops are people too. I think people need to realize that. And be nice to the cops that are serving you. Um, the reason I got away with it, I wouldn't say got away with it, but the reason I didn't get in massive trouble is because I was super respectful and whatnot, and I'm not like appraising myself or whatever, but be super respectful, and you never know what could happen. Just comply and whatnot. And thankfully, my friend that was next to me, Alex, he really kept me calm in that situation because I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I was freaking out. He's like, bro, you just need to relax. I was like, okay. And so just remember, when you get pulled over for the first time, just relax and do exactly what they tell you and be super nice about it and use yes sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, yes sir, or whatever. And so that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Be nice to cops, moral of the story. Have a great night. See you guys later.